threatened species in the wild, but Bandit is safe at SeaWorld's Wild Arctic exhibit in Orlando, Florida, where Steve and Ed have been caring for her since she was a calf. Now they look forward to the day when Bandit will give birth to her baby and give the breed one more tiny addition.
Good girl.
Bandit is one of our favorite beluga whales here at SeaWorld Florida, and right now she's about 14 months pregnant. We're expecting her to give birth here probably within the next 30 days. So we're getting all geared up and ready to go for this birth.
We've been waiting 14 months for this. We're very excited about it. Seeing Bandit come full circle from a very young animal, it's a unique thing. I think with any person's animal, whether it be your dog or cat at home or any other animal that all of us have had, to see this happen is something that's very fulfilling. And to see it come full circle and have her have her own calf and become a mother is going to be an excellent experience. Not to mention, in the future, someday hopefully she'll be a grandmother. You're going to be a good mom, aren't you, huh? You're going to be a good mom. Huh? Yeah, you're gonna be a good mom. A good girl.
I think what makes the beluga breed special is they seem very attentive to their caregivers. You know, I've worked with a lot of the other whales and dolphins here in the park, and the belugas just have this, the way they approach you, the way they look at you.
Bandit has the ability to move her neck side to side, which a dolphin can't do that. The vertebrae in a beluga whale is unfused, the first 7, so that allows them to look. And when you're working with them, it's really great because they can actually show you that they're giving you their attention by the way that they turn their head to look at you. The neat thing about Bandit is the fact that she represents this population that we have here in a lot of ways. They like to learn about us as much sometimes, I think, as we like to learn about them. If you think about it, we're from 2 totally different worlds. That's a good girl. How about a kiss? How about a kiss? You can do it. Good girl. That's a good girl.
Bandit was one of 3 females within a breeding population that we had here. She happened to be paired up with 1 adult male and 2 other adult females. It's part of our progressive propagation of the species program that we have here. We tried to create a habitat for her in the Wild Arctic exhibit to then make things even more conducive to a breeding environment.
One of the great things about Bandit and her calf that'll be born here real soon, they're not only part of our propagation program, but they're also representatives or ambassadors for the species, the beluga whale itself. They're extremely unique, very magnificent creatures that people would not have a chance to observe close up as in the natural environment because it's such a harsh, remote area, but they can come do that at SeaWorld. So we educate people, we entertain them so that people can have a great experience when they come to see Bandit and her calf. The fascinating thing about these animals is they do live in an extremely remote environment, and yet as humans we're impacting that environment. So maybe by learning more about these animals in the future, if we ever have to intervene or if we even have to monitor these animals in the wild, we'll have a better base of knowledge in order to do so.
Bandit's calf is going to give our staff here a great opportunity on observing a beluga calf from birth growing up into adulthood. It's going to be an extremely educating experience for everyone to see how this young calf grows up.
I've seen a lot of different killer whales and dolphins born in the past. I'm extremely excited to see a beluga whale born. It is very rare. we have an opportunity to see something that's extremely rare and unique. So we're really fired up about it and can't wait to see it go to fruition.
Good girl, Bandit. Yeah, so such a good girl.
I'm concerned, obviously, for Bandit and Bandit's calf. You know, we've been very fortunate over the years. You want to make sure that that continues. With it being the first beluga whale born here in Florida, we're going to be a little naive on what to expect.
As Bandit gets closer to giving birth, we'll also continue to be a lot more excited and focused on the day-by-day coming into that point of giving birth. I think she's going to be a really good mom, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. I think overall she's going to be a great parent. I'm looking forward to having a great, successful birth there.
Yeah, it'll all go well. We're confident, but we're going to still be concerned parents, and we'll be there.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a lot of fun.
You got to really appreciate the uniqueness of this animal. This is the restaurant quality fish that's been thawing overnight for Bandit and all the other animals down at Wild Arctic. This is the same type of fish that they would eat in their natural environment. This is herring and capelin, and also squid makes up a main part of their diet.
Is this the increase we talked about for Bandit?
Yeah, she's shown that she's got a really good appetite right now.
Excellent, good. That'll be a great idea. Why don't we take her up, say, maybe 10, 12 pounds of herring over here, and then that'll raise her base up to right around 42, 45 pounds.
That'd be great. There's her increase right there.
All right, great, super.
Connie, while you're icing all the fish up, I'll start putting Bandit's vitamins into her fish for today. The time spent with Bandit is undoubtedly very special. These are such unique animals that until you actually work with them and realize how unusual they are and how fascinating they are, you can never fully appreciate how lucky we are to get to do the kind of work we do.
Hey Ed, hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
How's our girl doing today?
Real good. Matter of fact, her appetite's increased. We've been able to move her up another 10 pounds on her base.
That's great. We figured we might as well come down and get a blood to keep track of how things are going, and then maybe we can talk about the next sonogram when we want to set it up.
Super.
Ready?
Yeah, whenever you are.
Beluga whales in general are very timid animals, and Bandit is a classical example of an animal that you have to gain its trust and build a relationship in order for her to interact with you and do the things that you ask her to do. And that's one thing we spend a lot of time doing, and as a result, we have a great relationship with her.
Get a little bit closer then.
The reason we draw blood from this site on the tail is that it allows us access to some veins that are quite large, and that gives us easy access to the animal in a position where we can do this on a regular basis, follow them up once to twice a month, and that way we have a good handle on what the calf is doing.
Good girl, there she is. There she is. It's all right. Good girl.
What do you think?
I'd approximate it with your hand and fade it right onto your hand.
Good girl. Okay.
Bandit sonogram right now looks very good. The calf is still growing. It's large. In spite of the length of that probe, we can't get the calf in one image. We have to almost do a sonogram within a sonogram. You're looking through the mom, moving the probe, and you're also moving the probe on the calf. Now the calf is also at a size where he's actually curled inside mom. He's stretching from one side to the other so that his head and his tail are almost touching. And what we'd like to see from Bandit now is that that calf gets to a point where the tail is in the position at the back, preparing for birth, and the head is up at the front. When that happens and the tail comes out first, there's initially 1 to 4 hours of activity with the tail hanging out. That allows that tail to stiffen and readies the calf for swimming. Right now, it looks as if the calf is very, very close.
Tell me when you want to give her a break.
Yeah, she's probably about to do for breath.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready to come off then?
Yep.
All right.
I'll help Bridget. Good girl. That was a real good mom on that one.
That did great.
A big handful of fish for doing that. That was really good. Our ship people that have been doing this 24 hours a day around the clock for a number of weeks prior to this birth are looking for signs of subtle things that might show that it's going to happen anytime.
I'm doing a watch on Bandit and waiting for her to give birth to her calf. We're just basically watching for the respirations, which we take on a 5-minute increment. As she's obviously getting close to the birth, she's a little more stressed. We're going to see an increase in her respirations. She has a little more arching, so we're hoping to see maybe a Bandit give birth today.
Ed, we need you to the port area. I'm on my way. What's up?
We got the flips about 30 seconds ago. Back here.
Great, let's go.
Here we go.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Come on, girl, keep it coming. Let's go, keep it coming. We got flukes out.
All right, excellent. How long have you been out?
About almost a minute now.
Looks good.
Connie, start taking respirations every minute, please.
Got it.
We have a staff of people that are ready to oversee what may need to happen. If we have to intervene, we hope we don't. We probably won't, but it's always good to be safe. It's looking good. She's really starting to work it out. It's going back and forth pretty far out right now. Usually the fluke will go in and out, and then eventually the whole peduncle right up to the dorsal ridge will come out. And at that point, that's the big hurdle when the calf will come completely out, break the cord, and then go to the surface for its first breath. Getting real close, guys.
Respirations for 3 that minute.
Okay, great, super.
It's getting close, getting real close.
Dorsal ridge out. All right, let's go. Get ready.
Here it is. Here it's coming back here.
Coming around.
Coming around. Here it is.
All right. Another push, another push. Baby's out, baby's out.
All right, all right. Come on, come on, come on. First breath. Now that the calf is out, what we're waiting for right now is the first breath. Very important. It's got to take its first breath on its own. Now it's not getting nutrition, especially oxygen, from its mother. All right, first breath. Woo! Woo! All right. There it goes. Come on. Come on. on, Mom. Take care of it. Take care of it, Mom. It's very critical when whales or dolphins are being born that they make that procedure or that transition safely and correctly, and that the mother helps support it at the surface and guide it around to make sure that the calf is being bonded with the mother, as well as good breathing, and the calf has good strength. Those are all things that we look for, and those are all things we're anticipating will go quite well with her. But being like expectant parents, we'll be there concerned that this is going to go right, and we're confident it will.
Working with this type of animal, especially as as personal as the beluga whales can be sometimes, it just makes it all that much more rewarding when the birth comes and you see good, nice, healthy calves, swimming around. And it's a lifelong experience, ours and theirs.
That is a big baby. Look at the size of that thing. Jeez.
What a great mom.
Yeah, real good.
Wow. Look at it. Been waiting a long time for this. We named Bandit's baby, who obviously is a very special animal to us, in tribute to one of our coworkers and friends that tragically lost her life in a car accident. Her last name is Hudnall, and so we named him Hud in remembrance of her. The plans for Hud is to let him grow up and be part of this area. Eventually, I'm sure he'll be part of our breeding program. It's important to breed these animals. There's not a lot of these animals in zoological institutions, and he'll help contribute more to the overall population. Bandit is an excellent mother. She's very attentive to Hud's needs, and he's just learning to explore to get away from her more and more on his own. But they have a very tight bond, and she pretty much knows at any given moment where he's at. I think what Hud's birthday represents is the fact that it comes full circle, that we have animals and they continue to add to the population, and it's self-sustaining. It's also shows that we're able to keep the population moving in the right direction. The significance of Hud's birth to us here is it allows us to learn a lot more about this species. We gain knowledge from each one of these births, as well as throughout the development of the individuals. There's a lot to be learned yet about whales and dolphins in general, and beluga whales specifically. There's still a lot that we can learn from them. Life's changed a lot because everyone loves babies, and Hud is obviously a very special and important baby to us, being the first beluga whale born here. He's a fabulous, beautiful animal, and we all love him.
Yes, I am. I'm
How about a little squirt?
Are you a good mommy?
How about a little more?
Yes.
How about a little more?
Girl.
How about a lot more?
Is her trying to get us wet? Huh? Is your little baby trying to get us wet? Say yes, he is.
The first time I realized his personality, he basically let me know by squirting me. And he knows how to do that on a trained behavior that we give him that's a hand signal. But he did it basically by saying, if you're not going to show me some attention, I'm going to get your attention. And he just drenched me. And at that point, I realized that we had an ornery youngster on our hands. Now that Hud is here, it's added a whole nother dimension to the area. Being a young animal, they learn a lot from what they see. And their mother teaches them a lot. They mimic what their mother does a lot. Also real curious and spunky, And his personality is just starting to develop more and more in front of us. So it's fun. It's just like having a youngster around, running around all the time in the area. All whales and dolphins are extremely unique, the different species, and they have very unique and strong personalities oftentimes. I had the opportunity to work early on in my career with Bandit, so I have a lot of history with her, and it's great because it came full circle. It's just a great experience.